There is an old teaching. It tells the story of a man who was once approached by someone very angry. The angry man began shouting at him, abusing him, accusing him of misleading the children he was teaching. He said, "You are teaching them to sit quietly, do nothing, leave everything, to meditate. You are making them lazy, you are ruining their life." He kept abusing them, and the man who was being abused said nothing. He simply listened. After the angry man left, one of the students who had witnessed the whole scene asked him, "Why didn't you say anything? Why did not you defend yourself? You tell us to stand on your feet and don't take any abuse, but you said nothing." The teacher replied, "Those were his words coming from his anger. I did not accept them." Many people hear this story and feel that is very wise, and in a way it is. But if we look carefully, something important must be understood. Otherwise, this teaching easily becomes another idea that people try to practice. Because if someone still carries a strong image of themselves, an idea of who they are, then when someone insults them, something inside will react. Even if the person remains silent outwardly, inwardly they may be still hurt, resistance, or suppressed anger. So the silence becomes a kind of discipline. A person tells themselves, "I must not react, I must remain calm, I must not accept the insult." But inside, the disturbance may still remain. So the real question is not simply whether we accept or reject someone's word. The deeper question is what exactly is being attacked. When someone is angry and begins to insult another person, they are not actually seeing the person clearly. They are responding to an image. They have created an image in their mind about who that person is, what they represent, what they are doing. Their anger is directed towards that image. In the same way, if one who is listening also creates a strong image of themselves, an identity they are protecting, then the image feels attacked and reaction appears. But if it is clearly seen that the other person is speaking from their own image and directing their anger towards an image, something very different happens. There is nothing solid there to be attacked. The words may still be heard, but they do not land in the same way. Not because one is practicing patience, not because one is trying to appear wise or calm, but because it is understood that the whole exchange is taking place between images. And when there is no attachment to an image of oneself, the attack finds nothing to strike. This does not mean one must remain silent. Sometimes words may be spoken, but those words will come from clarity, not from hurt or anger. They will not come from the need to defend an identity. They will simply respond to the situation as it is. So the freedom here is not in learning how to tolerate insult. The freedom is in seeing through the image one carry about oneself. And what is this image of me? It is simply the collection of memories, labels, and ideas that thought has gathered about who you are, your name, your past, what others have said about you. From all of this, thought builds a picture and calls it me. Because as long as that image remains strong, every insult feels personal, and the mind will either react outwardly or suppress the reaction inwardly. Neither is real freedom. But when the mind sees clearly how it has been living through these images about itself and about others, something begins to loosen. And this is where the real observation begins. To look carefully at this image of me, to see how it is constantly being formed. Thought gathers memories from the past. It remembers praise and blame. It recalls experience and builds a story of who am I. When thought revisits that past again and again, revisiting it, strengthening it, protecting it. Out of this constant movement of memory and thought, the image of me is maintained. And that image moves through the world expecting recognition, respect, and agreement. When someone's word touch that image, a reaction appears. So the first thing is to see this whole process clearly, to see how thought, through memory and past experience, keeps rebuilding the sense of who you think you are. And when this is deeply understood, attention naturally returns to something very simple. This very moment. A moment that is not created by memory, a moment that is not moving through the past or future. And when there is an awakening to this present moment, the image has no place to stand. Then, when someone speaks in anger, they are speaking to an image that is no longer there. And in that seeing, the teaching is complete. No need to try not to be angry, because that trying is suppressing the anger. Only when you see who you really are, then that which feels attacked is no longer there. And then there is a complete freedom from reaction or not reaction. You can react to any situation, words can be used, but they don't come from anger, they come from clarity. Not someone attacking someone, just words coming from clarity, pointing to clarity, that's all. And to know yourself, nothing is required, because everything that mind knows in the past information, that's how that image is built. And this very moment presents already who you are. And awakening to this very moment, this very instant, is your true nature, is what is always at ease, always here, independent, that is already standing on its feet, not requiring anyone or anything, because the mind, what you gathered, requires other things, wants others to behave a certain way. But when you awake to your true self, that does not require anything from anyone. And it does not respond according to what others want you to respond. That is complete freedom from anger and freedom from trying not to be angry or trying to look wise. Complete freedom.